in the sourdough game. We've already mixed the dough, fermented it, it's been stretched and folded, and it's ready to have some goods mixed into it. We both love garlic, so pesto happened. J.A. used some local basil with all kinds of oils. We have walnuts in here. We have really delicious pecorino. It's about to get folded into the sourdough to make a pesto bread. So as I've mentioned, this has already been stretched and folded, which means that it has a nice skin already. So it's already like easy to touch, it's not sticky. If your bread is still sticky, you can just take a bit of flour, dust it on, and then dust it off to make it a bit more workable. But again, be careful not to incorporate too much flour. It should be ready to go as it is. So first we're gonna pebble it out, which is a kind way to stretch dough when you've already formed so much gluten. And it also helps incorporate air later when we fold it in and catches all the goods that we're about to spread on. So we've pebbled out the dough. And you'll see on the bottom, it's nice and covered with flour, so it's not gonna stick to the board as we're working. Because you know, you can spread on all this awesome pesto and then it can't come off the board. We wanna eat it. So, yeah, as I mentioned, this is a garlic loving kitchen, so we're gonna be generous with it. And I'm spreading it over half the dough because I'm about to fold it in half. And I'm also leaving a seam around where we're gonna seal it in. So this is half, do that dusting thing, and then sealing it with a pinch. Making sure not to break through the dough, but just pinch it closed.
It looks like calzone.
It kind of is right now, except with sourdough. And so we're going to pebble it out again being sure not to break through the dough. And you might even hear some bubbles pop as you're going because all the gas is forming from the sourdough. And so we've stretched it. I'm going to fold it. And I prefer a kind of rolling once I've gotten to this stage of stretching and folding, because I think it helps incorporate gas and also helps create this even skin on the outside as we're rounding towards a shape. So I'm going to pinch this down and roll it up. And now we have a nice boule. And that's going to get pressed again before we shape it. But if you are like, you know what, I'm not a garlic person, great, you have enough pesto in here to go. It can go straight into the banneton bowl and be ready to rise and then bake tomorrow. I can show you an example of what skin looks like when it's broken. That's pesto coming through. I just pinched it to show y'all. That's not ideal because, you know, like it can burn. It actually like creates different baking processes once it's in the oven to have broken skin, because like heat can travel through the bread in ways that aren't yummy. So I'm just going to pinch it closed, and you can see it'll come out a little bit at the side, but that's okay. It's better to have a full skin and a little bit of pesto on the outside than a hole in your bread. So that's ready.
Yay!
Yay!